Hello everybody, my name is Leo and with this video we will share a demo review of the MOOER Preamp Model X and the Cab X2. First of all, we will hear the units in action with the demo song, then we will describe the main technical characteristics of the two units, then we will hear more sounds in a dedicated section of this video, and finally, as usually, I will give you my 2 cents. So, I hope you enjoy and please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, as it would really help me to make more videos like this. Let's start with the demo song. Let's now describe the pedals. First of all, the Preamp Model X is a dual-channel digital preamp pedal that includes 14 preset slots that can store 2 different channel settings each. It offers 28 amp models that you can check out in the list in the screen, with Fenders, Marshalls, Voxes, etc. And it can also load GNR files, downloading them from the MOOER Studio or making your own profiles with the GE Lab. For instance, the GNR files are profiles of an amp done with the MOOER GE Labs. If you want more info, you can check out my demo review of the GE Lab in the card above. It has 2 foot switches that can be used to turn on and off each of the 2 channels of the amp selected, where basically the first channel provides us with a clean tone and the right channel a more overdriven one. Furthermore, pressing together the 2 foot switches, you can enter in preset mode and then you can scroll through presets using the foot switches. It has 3 global cabinet simulations and can load third-party impulse response files or GIR files. It can manage IRs at up to 44.1 kHz, 24-bit at 1024 sample points. There is an app for the computer with which you can manage and build your own presets, load IRs and update the firmware. And you can connect the pedal to the computer via the USB-C connection. On the front of the pedal you have the classic amp controls with gain, treble, mid and bass, and a button to be used to scroll through the 14 presets available or to save the current edited preset. It obviously has an input and an output, as I was saying, a USB Type-C port to use the app or to update the firmware. And finally, it runs at 9 volts, 300 milliamperes, and it weighs 334 grams. It is very, very light. As regards the Cab X2, it is, as you can imagine, an IR loader. I would say an updated and more powerful version of the MOOER radar. Let's discuss its main characteristics. It includes 14 user preset slots that can store 2 different cabinet simulation settings each. It contains 11 factory cabinet simulation files with support for loading third-party impulse response files at up to 2048 sample points. So the IRs you can load here are of an higher quality compared to the one you can load in the preamp. 2048 sample points against 1024. You can choose between mono or stereo setups. The foot switches can be used as a traditional on-off switch or to switch between presets. It has dual inputs and outputs and can be used both in mono or stereo. Furthermore, there is a specific editor software for preset management and IR loading, and it can be connected to your computer via USB Type-C, that is in the front of the pedal. Coming to the controllers, it has high and low cut filters that are pretty handy to shape your cab tone, a level knob to adjust the volume, a cab selector to go through the 11 cabs available, a latency knob to adjust the latency between 0 and 20 milliseconds. It is not clear what is the drawback in selecting the lower values of latency, but typically it is related to the quality of the IR. I mean, with 20 milliseconds of latency, I think you can run the IRs at their higher quality, for instance 2048 sample points, where if you want zero latency, you can run IRs only at 1024 sample points. But I'm not sure. This is my guess. There is a specific button with which you can browse the presets and save the current settings of the pedal. It runs at 9 volts and 300 milliamperes. The price is 150 euros and around $170 for each of the two pedals. Let's now hear some more sounds. final considerations here, and please notice that these are gonna be my personal opinions for my specific use cases, and of course you may not agree with me, and this is totally fine. Furthermore, Moore has sent me these pedals to review them, but they are not asking me to say anything, and I'm not paid to make this review. Therefore, I'm free to tell you whatever I want. In my opinion, the biggest pros of these pedals are their flexibility and compactness. I mean, you can buy just one of them if you already have, for instance, a preamp or a cab simulator. You can pair them with your favorite analog effects. You don't need an amp, and you can build a pretty small pedal board. And lastly, the killer feature for me is that you can load the profiles made with the Moore GE Labs. So basically, with the GE Labs, you can make your own profiles of your favorite amps, or you can download them from the Moore website, and then you can put them in this tiny white box, which is pretty cool. As regards the cons, I would mention the missing MIDI-in, at least for the Preamp X2. I mean, with the MIDI-in it would be possible to expand a lot the possibility to control the preamp, integrating it even more in your pedal boards, for instance using an external switcher like the Boss ES8. Among the cons I would mention another little thing. As you may notice, the Cab X2 has two inputs, as you can connect a stereo source to the unit, like an output of a stereo delay. Unfortunately, if you want to connect it in mono, for instance connecting it to the output of the preamp, which is mono, the mono input socket is in the upper position and not in the lower one. Therefore, when you connect them, they are not aligned, they are like this. And for instance, if the mono input was in the lower row, you would have connected the two units together in this way, having therefore a cleaner setup, a cleaner pedal board. I mean, from this to this. Well, I wouldn't talk too much about the tone, as I think we are all pretty familiar with the Moore amp models, and there are tons of videos in my channel about the Moore gear, like the ones I did about the GE Labs, that can provide you with a quick look at the profiling capability of the app and the tones you can get and put inside the preamp. All in all, I think here we have another useful option around which to build our dream pedal board, with our favorite pedals like our favorite delay or overdrive pedal. This is obviously my point of view, and I would like to know your opinions about these pedals, so please let me know in the comments section below your very valuable opinions. These were my final 2 cents. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell and leave a thumbs up to be of a great help. If you're interested in my IRs, you can check out the link in the card above or description below, where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!